Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today we're going to talk about getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar. However, we're going to talk about using the brand new miniature for Drekki Flynt. Now, Drekki Flynt is a miniature that's coming out alongside a brand new novel for Black Library, and it's a Caradron Overlord's named character. You can find his rules for free on warhammercommunity.com. There is a brand new article up for the rules for both him and Kato Ezekiah, and some cool scenarios you can play with these brand new miniatures. In this video, we're going to talk about trying to get the most out of Drekki Flynt, building an army that's centered around this model being the coolest thing on our table. So, Drekki Flynt, as you can probably guess by the picture here, is a Caradron Overlord. He's a named hero, and he is from the Barak Mornar Skyport. So he does have the ability where he's locked into a particular sub-faction. Good thing is that sub-faction really does sort of benefit Drekki Flynt a lot. He's going to get some bonuses to his combat potential, which is really nice for him. And he's also going to get some other bonuses as well. Which is just really cool. I think there's a lot to like about this particular miniature. Now, looking at Drekki Flynt himself, we have his ability that allows him to pick one of the frigates in your army to be his personal ship, the Elsling. I think it's Elsling. A-E is so Elsling. And this frigate adds 1 to the damage of its boarding weapons. Pretty cool. Alright, extra damage on the boarding weapons, and can reroll run and charge rolls while Drekki Flynt is inside. Once again, this is really cool, because this combines well with the Barak Mornar rules. Now, Drekki Flynt also has some cool abilities where after this model resolves his attacks in melee, on a 2+, he just does 3 mortal wounds if he's fighting a monster. He's not too shabby in combat. 3 attacks, 3s and 2s, -2, damage 2 is, okay damage. But his big thing is he can steal enemy artifacts or borrow, as the War Scroll says. He simply, at the start of the hero phase, if he's within an inch of an enemy model with a artifact, he can borrow them, and on a 3+, the artifact can no longer be used by the enemy hero. Sadly, he doesn't get to use them in, a narrative game. I would totally say Drekki Flynt gets to use that artifact back against his enemies, but for match play stuff, he doesn't get to use it back. He's also got a really cool, unique, and powerful ranged weapon. Only 9 inches on the Athematic Equalizer Mark III, but 2d6 shots, 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage 2. Can be pretty nasty there. He's got the Skyfarer keyword and everything you need to make him sort of fit into your Caradron Overlord's lists, which is really cool. Now we're looking at other things to bring along to the fight, and, well, why not start by picking up his personal frigate? Frigates are pretty cool. So, first of all, his big benefit that he's going to give this is he's going to give those boarding weapons damage 2 instead of damage 1. So, 6 attacks at 4s and 4s, no rend damage 2 is not too shabby. It is a lot better than 6 attacks at 4s and 4s, no rend damage 1, without a doubt. You can choose a couple of different weapon options, either the heavy sky cannon, which I think is my personal favourite, with its option to be either sort of horde killy or single model killy, and the heavy skyhook as well. Now, this model can carry up to 15 models, however it can't fly higher and loses some stuff if it has more than 11 models, so this is really going to determine how we sort of build the rest of the army. Now, Engine Masters, I think, are a really nice thing. We've got this frigate, it's Drekki Flynt's personal frigate, we want to keep it alive, so having some models on the table that can heal it are really, really cool. On top of that, both Engine Masters, I think, are really interesting. First of all, the Engine Master here that we've got pictured, the one with the harness, is going to be able to make some Skywardens and some other hitches for our army battle line, which I think is going to be really important for lightening the load on our frigate. The other one is going to be really cool inside the ship. It's actually a pretty good combat unit, so it can go in and fight nice inside there. Other than that, we are going to look at Skywardens. We're generally going to be tight for points in this. A frigate does take up a quarter of our points, so generally going to be looking at Skywardens, but I think they're a great unit in the Caradron Overlord's army. So, first of all, they're going to be battle lines. This does make them Galatian veterans, so that is within itself a little bit of an issue, but they do pack out a decent amount of power. They've got 2 attacks each here on 4s and wounding on 3s with rend 1 and damage D3, which is really nice. And they can take a variety of different weapons. We can have up to 7 hitches on a single vehicle. So with 2 units, 3 of them, and then 1 with our Engine Master there, we've got enough hitches. Now, speaking of units we can fit inside, we could try Archnaut Company, but like I said, we wouldn't be able to fly high with that. So I think a unit of Grunstock Thunderers is really fun. Personally, for me, I like the Grunstock Thunderers with all the different weapons just because I think it's cool. But in a ship, they generally do work better with a bunch of athematic rifles instead. Alright, and so here we have our sample army list. We're playing in Barrack Mornar, which is going to mean enemy units are going to be -1 bravery while they're within 6 inches of any of our units. Pretty nice in the current game where bravery is starting to actually matter some more. And then we've got our grand strategy, no place for the weak, which means we're trying to destroy enemy battle line with the amount of shooting we're putting out. Hopefully that's something we can do. Now, our Caldron code allows us to seek new prospects where we can reroll battleship tests for Mornar units while we're wholly within our opponent's territory. Prosecute wars with all haste allows units to run and still shoot in the first turn, which is pretty cool considering we get reroll to run with the frigate if Drekki Flynt is inside. And then the footnote, he who strikes first strikes hardest, allows us to once per game pick a unit to strike first. Pretty cool if we want to get Drekki into some good combats. Now, our Engine Master on Dirigible Suit is going to be our general, and the command trait means we are sort of throwing that in the bin because he's not going to be part of any garrison, unfortunately. But we are going to take Phosphorite Bombs, which is just a super fun artifact to play with. We then have the Cogmonculus on our Engine Master as well, with the Engine Harness in there, and Drekki Flynt, of course. All three of these heroes will be inside a Command Entourage Magnificent Battalion, which is allowing us to take that Cogmonculus. Now, battle line, we've got 2 units of 3 Skywardens. We just don't have enough points to get the Engine Riggers. If you drop the other Engine Master, but he's so fun in the combats inside of the frigate, you could certainly take them. And then we've got a unit of 5 Grunstock Thunderers. Like I said before, I think the optimal play for having them inside the ship is definitely going with all athematic rifles, but you definitely can take all the different weapons if you want to. It's really up to you. Behemoth-wise, we've got our Archnaut frigate with the heavy sky cannon. We've got Prudency shoots as well in here because we are going to have a couple of characters in there, including, the mainstay character for us with Drekki Flynt. We're not going to have to roll for any sort of casualties coming out of the frigate if it gets destroyed. Other than that, we have an Expert Conquerors Battalion, which is going to include both our units of Skywardens, allowing them to count as 9 models on objective for each unit. 56 wounds and 7 drops. We are relatively low on wounds. 1,000 out of 1,000 renown, so no triumph for the force. But this should be really fun. Just sticking Drekki Flynt inside a frigate with some friends and teleporting around the battlefield shooting things. Pretty fun sort of army to use for Drekki Flynt. If you've got some ideas and some thoughts on what you want to use Drekki Flynt for, let us know down in the comments below. That's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, drop us a comment down below in the comment section and let us know what you enjoyed about the video and what you'd like to see more of on the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here we have at Sinful Gaming, you can do so on our Discord server, which is linked in the video's description. Also linked in the video's description is our Patreon and YouTube members where you can go to help support the channel and allow us to keep doing what we're doing. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lauer, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ant, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek and Giappi390, and to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, and Monty's Tabletop Terrain. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now, everyone.